Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my first live stream in 2021. This is going to be a quick stream, guys. I have just a couple of things I want to share with all of you. I have comments turned off because, like I said, this isn't going to be too long. I don't have that much time today to interact. I really wish I could, but I just got to get some important things out there to you. And the first thing I want to cover is the Ubiquiti security compromise. Now, if you haven't heard about that, last night an email went out to all Ubiquiti account holders basically saying that their certain systems were compromised that were managed by third-party cloud server company. And let me just bring that email up onto the screen so that you can see what I'm talking about if you haven't heard about it. So here it is. And this was the email that went out, and it basically says we recently became aware of unauthorized access to certain of our information technology systems hosted by a third-party cloud provider. We have no indication that there has been any unauthorized activity with respect to any user's accounts. Now, this came out yesterday, and you probably, if you're a Ubiquiti account holder, you've received it, and they're urging you to change your passwords and enable two-factor authentication. So if you haven't done that yet, please don't hesitate and get that done. Even if you had two-factor authentication enabled, it's recommended that you disable it and reestablish it again. So, again, don't wait, get that done. As far as the type of information that was potentially compromised, they're saying that they're not aware of any evidence of unauthorized access at this point, but the type of data that would have been exposed would be like name, password, potentially any address information, and phone number, that kind of thing, if you had provided them that information. So again, not to belabor this point, but I just wanted to get this out there to you. Okay, speaking of Ubiquiti. On a brighter note, they recently came out with a CloudKey update for the CloudKey Gen 2 Plus, and it's firmware 2.0.24. And it's a major update, and I downloaded it on my CloudKey Gen 2 Plus. Now, I can't show it to you physically because I'm in the process of breaking down my studio, and that's kind of the next topic I want to talk about in this stream, really, just like a kind of a channel update and where I'm going and what's happening. But here it is. Here's the announcement, and they're very excited. They say to announce Unify OS for the CloudKey Gen 2 Plus, for the CloudKey Gen 2 and the CloudKey Gen 2 Plus. Now, the key features are basically, it brings the Unify controller to version 6.0.43, and that's the primary reason why I did the update on my lab controller, my lab CloudKey. That's because I want to start familiarizing myself with version 6 of the controller. But along with all that, you get an updated version of Protect, but you also get Unify Talk and Unify Access. So now before, as where you were only able to run Unify Access, I think it was a UDM Pro. Now you can run it on a CloudKey Gen 2 Plus. And then there's also an app for the Unify LEDs as well. So anyway, I'll include this information once the live stream posts down in the video description if you want to further read this document. Okay. Like I said, it's going to be short, quick, and sweet. What's happening with me, what's happening with the channel over the next several months is I've mentioned in previous live streams that we are in the process of selling this house and building another house. So that being said, I'm in the process of packing down this studio now. Again, why I couldn't show you the CloudKey in action with the new firmware update. The studio is being broken down probably by the end of this week, early next week. And what I'm doing in the interim while the house is being built, my wife and I and my 4 chihuahuas are moving to we have a small 1-bedroom place not far from where we live now. It's kind of like a getaway staycation type home. So we're going to be spending probably the next 6 to 8 months there. As far as the studio and the business is concerned, we're going to be moving it to a temporary location. I'm fortunate enough to be able to use a space in another location not far from here. It's a lot smaller. I'm not sure what the videos are going to look like as far as camera angles and things like that until I get in there and set things up. So you will see a change, somewhat of a change to the production of the videos. Hopefully not the content, but the production itself. That'll be probably, like I said, 6 to 8 months. I don't anticipate getting into the new house until October, November-ish. So, and then at that point, then I'll begin setting up and planning the new studio and finalizing that. So that's coming. Just look for that. And again, we will see a little bit different in the production style, but I still want to try to get my videos out to you on a weekly basis. So that's the update as far as the studio and what's happening there. As far as upcoming videos, I've tried to punch out a couple of videos in advance for the next couple of weeks because I might not get to producing content because we're leaving here in about 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm not quite sure, while we're in transition, how much time I'm going to get to produce content. As far as upcoming videos are concerned, here's what you can look for. This Saturday, I'm releasing the second part to that Meris MSG 200 smart garage door, that Wi-Fi garage door opener that I did a couple of weeks ago. We're doing the actual on-site, well, we did the actual on-site installation. It's all filmed and the video's produced and ready to go. It's coming out this Saturday. It's a pretty neat product, so check that out. Following that, I think the following week, I just released the video on the Reolink L.L.C 510A. I think last week that was. In a couple of weeks, you're going to see a comparison video between the Reolink L.L.C 410 bullet camera and the new Reolink L.L.C 510A. So that's on the horizon. That's coming. And then I'm going to be doing a video on this guy right here. And this is the MeshForce M3 whole home Wi-Fi mesh system. It's a tri-band router, and it claims to cover up to 6,000 feet. And the company that sent this to me, MeshForce, had sent me the M3 a while back. And as you remember, I did not have very good luck with the M3 model. And I was honestly a little hesitant to do this video, but they assured me that I wouldn't be disappointed. So we're going to do this video in 2 parts. We're just going to do a basic unboxing and look at the overview and look at the features. And then what I'm going to do is, again, now this is all tied into breaking down the studio. I'll be taking my complete Unify network offline in probably a week or so from now. And I'm going to use this M7 system just in the several weeks that we're going to be here remaining. So I'll have a good opportunity to put it through its paces. And then the video will probably just have some iPerf tests, some speed tests, things like that. So that's coming as well. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I do have some new gear for the studio. Again, I can't show it to you because I'm packing it all up, but I did get a brand new, newer RGB light for the background. I don't have it on now. I just have a basic regular white light on, but you might have seen like a little purplish hue in some of my videos behind me. That's the newer light. I'll eventually show that to you guys. I did get the 7-inch Field World monitor to help me monitor the multi-view of the A10 Mini Pro. And I was a little hesitant about doing that, however, because of its size. But I have to tell you, for a little 7-inch monitor, it's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. So again, in a future stream, I'll show you that when I have it available. And I will be doing, I don't know if I'll be doing a video on this, but I am expecting the arrival of the Grandstream GWN 7630 access point. And it's a high performance, you can see it here, high performance 802.11 AC Wave 2 Wi-Fi access point with 4x4 multi-user MIMO technology. And yes, I am a big fan of Ubiquiti, and you all know that. That's been, most of my networking videos has been on either Ubiquiti Edge router stuff or the Unify line. But I've seriously been thinking about looking into other manufacturers, and I'm kind of sold on giving this Grandstream line of products a run for their money. Now, I know Willie Howe swears by the Grandstream access points, so I really do want to start to learn the ecosystem and see what it's all about. So I'm not sure if I'll do a video on it. Maybe I'll do a show and tell on it. We'll see. I know Willie's covered all of these things, so I really, there's no sense in reinventing the wheel. But in any event, it is coming. It's arriving this week, and I'm hopefully going to have a chance to play with it before I start packing everything down. So, that being said, everybody, I want to wish you all a very happy and healthy 2021. May this year be better for all of us. You know what's going on here with me and with the channel and the studio and the move and all that. So I am going to make my best attempts to get content out to you on a weekly basis like I always do. And until then, we'll see you next time.